Today is Friday. Happy Friday! I should have a bell. Friday. So I'm going to continue my discussion. Thank you once again for joining me. My discussion on marriage. And I'm going to just talk to you briefly again as a recap. So you have a good and natural bond of matrimony. A good and natural bond. That is not sacramental between baptized people and unbaptized people. So your grandson, who's a baptized Catholic, falls in love with a Jewish girl. She's not baptized. So, but they want to be married. And you have what is known as a good and natural bond. Why? Because marriage in every scenario is a divine institution. That God created the male and female. So marriage, a divine institution, is across the board a reality. Whether people want to believe that or not, it's a reality. Now we have a baptized Catholic falling in love with a non-baptized person. Can they be married validly? Yes. It's not a sacrament, but it is a good and natural bond. Do they have to be married in the church setting? In a Catholic church? No. Can they be married in a neutral place? Like at a venue, at a restaurant? Yes. By a priest? Yes. It's a good and natural bond. They will need permission for a mixed religion and a disparity of worship. Most likely it's a disparity of worship and asking for a dispensation to have it in a neutral setting. But let the priest worry about that. The priest will take care of all the canonical paperwork. And I don't want to talk to you like paperwork, or that's what it all is. It all comes out. No. We're talking about living human people that we have to understand, because marriage is a divine institution. You just can't say, do whatever you want. God loves you. Last one, get the lights. We never say that. Maybe paperwork is not the right word for some people. I don't know. For me, it's fine. I don't have an issue with paperwork. I need to talk. So tell me your story, tell me your story. Are you baptized? Are you baptized? I need to know information. I need to figure out what your situation is going to be. Whether this is going to be a sacramental marriage or a valid marriage which the church recognizes as a holy or a good and natural bond. The priest needs to know that information. And I need to know if you believe in what the church believes about marriage. Do you believe that it's a permanent relationship? Do you believe that it is not only permanent, but it is life-giving? That you're open to life for the procreation and education of children? Do you believe that there is not only permanency, but exclusiveness, that it's only you two? Now, you may think, for some people, you may think, well, yeah. Do you think everyone that comes before me or any other priest agrees with that? We don't want kids. Well, what do you think the purpose of marriage is? One of the purposes. See, we asked them that question. Do you believe that having children is one of the purposes of marriage? And that's a very poignant question. Do you believe that having children is one of the purposes of marriage? And when they say to me, no, I always say to them, well, tell me the purposes of marriage. What do you believe? Because I know what the church believes. Now here again, it's like, your opinion, your opinion, your opinion, your opinion, your opinion, your opinion. Okay, what's your opinion? You know what I mean? And I just want to make it clear that you have to come to an understanding of the purposes of marriage in which Christ is speaking to his church. So what are the purposes of marriage? What are the spiritual goods? Sometimes people don't even know. I don't know. I just love her. I want to spend the rest of my life with her. Okay, that's a good start. So you believe in a permanent relationship? Oh, yes. Do you believe that marriage is until death? Oh, yes. Do you believe that it's exclusive just for you and your spouse? Oh, of course. Okay. Well, do you also understand that the way that God made you is for regeneration? It's that both of you cooperate with his plan for continuing life. That it's not a selfish plan. That God is not selfish, it is life-giving. That God is life-giving. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, there you have it. They're the ends of marriage. They're the purposes of matrimony. That's what the church holds very dear. If you don't believe in them, I don't know how I could witness the marriage. I can't bestow Christ's blessing upon you if you're not at that point. Well, I really haven't thought about that seriously, Father. Well, engagement is a time of intense preparation. So I suggest that both of you go home, talk what we're talking about now, pray about this, and come to an understanding that this is what you believe. Because I can't put you in a situation that would be invalid. But what do you mean by that? Well, I can't witness the marriage and then later after it happened said, I didn't believe that. You didn't believe that? No. Well, what do you believe that marriage is about? Because you know, as parents and grandparents, you know, sometimes you talk to the kids, you're like, gosh, I don't know what they know. So you could imagine when we receive them at the parish office, you know, we have to see where they are. We have to see on the scale, like, where do they place themselves? And then we always work with them, help them out to get to a point where we can understand each other. And then when we explain things, people are like, oh, yeah, I guess so, you're right. And they come to a better understanding of that. So just want to bring that to your understanding. They're the ends of marriage. We call them the ends of marriage, the purposes of marriage. You know, here go the words, you know. What is the purpose of marriage? There's not just one. And it's not just selfish. I mean, every vocation is not to look at only self. Like, could you imagine, like, the priest? Why do you want to be a priest? Because I don't want to work. I don't. What do you mean you don't want to work? You're going to have to work all the days of your life as a priest. Well, you know, someone who wants to be a priest don't realize what the job is. Well, it's not a job, it's a vocation, but they don't know because they're not in this role. And I said, if you think it's so easy, why aren't they breaking down the doors to get into our job? You know, that's why I said, oh, they should let them marry, they should do this, they should do that. As if that's going to solve all the vocation problems. That's such a joke. Married clergy, go ask the Protestants. Hey, because all you guys are married. What do you have, a lot of ministers? No. A lot of them don't come into, like, you know, ministry school, seminary. Oh, because Catholics believe that if Catholic priests are allowed to marry, they'll be breaking down the doors of the seminary. Joke. I know, tell the people that. It's a vocation, it's an inner calling. It's not like functional. But that's what people think. Mm-hmm. Same thing, like, vocation to the priesthood is not to be selfish. It's not to be like, I don't want to work, I don't want to be bothered, I don't want kids, I don't want... Well, you're going to have a lot of kids. Because, you know, you're a priest of a parish, you're the father of the parish. If you cannot say without a question of a doubt, I would like to be a good father, there are some people that says they should never enter the seminary. That's a powerful statement. Mm. If you can't say, as a young man, I would like to be a father, you should not enter the seminary. Because you don't even know what spiritual fatherhood is all about. You should want to be a father. And then after you think about that, then you're understanding. Vocations are not to be selfish. I have come not to be served, but to serve. That's what Jesus says. I don't want to be served, I want to serve. That's why he washed the feet of the apostles. He showed them. This is not to be an elite group. This is a vocation of service. And what does that mean? It means to get your hands dirty. It means to make sure your shoes are worn out. And make sure that you're up late at night going to a sick call. It means to talk to couples struggling in their marriage. It's talking to the alcoholic who's struggling with an addiction. It's comforting a 10-year-old elementary school child who just lost their grandfather. If you can't be a father, don't enter the seminary. Vocations are not selfish. They are to be life-giving. When a couple comes before us, it's the same way. It's not just about you two. I know you're all in love, like, oh, I love him, I love her. Yeah, I know. Okay, now after you're over that, what is at the heart of your vocation as marriage? It is to be life-giving. Life-giving. Human life. Spiritual life. Living the Catholic faith. Serving your brothers and sisters in volunteer work, helping at the parish. It's not to be selfish. So again, I ask you, what is one of the purposes of marriage? Sure, the education and procreation of children. A permanent relationship until death. Exclusively for a male and a female. Can you say that at the altar before God? With all your heart, relying not on your own grace, but on His grace. Then you're ready to take your vows. Hey, listen. When we laid on the cathedral floor, we died to self. Did we know all the stuff that was going to face us? No. Ask any of my classmates. Did we know this was going to happen, that was going to happen, this was going to happen? We probably would have ran away. Same thing with a young couple. You don't know what's going to happen. You just trust. You trust. You place your trust in God, who joined you together. That's your faith. Okay? Is that enough for today? Because I think we have to wrap it up, because I'm giving you too much sometimes, and I want you to think about all of this. So it's very important when you come and you want to come to see a priest, because you want to see whether or not you can be married. Maybe you were previously married. Okay, let's talk about that. Maybe you think it didn't count. Every marriage counts. Some are valid, some are invalid. So, that's another thing to take away with you today. Tell your grandkids, every marriage counts. Some are valid, some are invalid, but they all count. Go tell Father. Just go tell him. Just say, Father, I was married before. I didn't think it counted because I got married by a judge. It counts. It's invalid, but it counts. So I have to take care of that. Because marriage is a divine institution. It's a divine institution. The Creator made them male and female. Come on, you know this stuff. There's all these different situations. But if it's too complicated for you, just bring it to us. I'll take care of it. Your parish priest will take care of it. We'll talk to you. And we'll deal with it little by little, right? We love you. All right? Take care of yourself. Have a good weekend. I'll come to you tomorrow, okay? Bye-bye.